What the fuck is this? If it's something weird that you don't want to see. Oh, here it comes. Ghostbusters. Hello, folks. This is Easily Pleased 23 checking in, and I have some thoughts on the new Ghostbusters trailer. And as you can see by the title of this video, I called it a cash-in on nostalgia, but not a cash-in on nostalgia, but not nostalgia. Of course, that sounds strange to some people because they're like, how the hell can it be a cash-in on nostalgia, but it's not have anything to do with nostalgia? Well, sad to say, it has to bring up the movie Gem as an example, where Gem was a movie that was meant to cash in on all the people who were teenagers and had the toy Gem back in like the 80s when it first came out, and it was meant to bring them back, and then it was also supposed to spice up with newer and like the new vibrant audience of the day. So, and of course that movie failed because it tried to do both, but it didn't do neither. So it tried to be nostalgic, but it also tried to be new, but it didn't reach anything. That's what I fear this movie is going to be, because in here it is called, well, first of all, the title is what pisses me off completely, because they're like, oh yeah, we're not trying to have any connection to the old Ghostbusters at all. We want us to be our own thing. Then why call it Ghostbusters if we don't want that? Because now we got to do that bullshit thing where it's like, okay, what Ghostbusters are you talking about? The 1984 version or the 2016 version? Because that is always a great thing. Oh, remember in Ghostbusters? Which one? That conversation is always a pain in the ass. And, and obviously calling it Ghostbusters Back in Action would be like, oh man, they're back? No, of course not. Or like, I don't know, Ghostbusters The Return. You can't call it anything like that. You can't call it Female Ghostbusters, because then, those feminists would be all up in arms about it. It's really a bad situation where if they really wanted to do something different, you do something different. Or you don't try to be, you can't say, we're going to stand on our own, but we're not going to have any connection to the other thing. Because that's what makes it all discombobulated in the trailer. In the trailer, they show the firehouse of where the original Ghostbusters had their headquarters. First of all, that thing is not going to be in the movie. The female Ghostbusters are going to have their base of operations in a Chinese food restaurant. At least that's what I see, because I see all sorts of Chinese ornaments and things. Like, it's like a little rundown district. It's kind of like it's not the firehouse, but for some reason they show it, because that's like the bullshit that has to do with this trailer. Because the trailer has 4 friends 30 years ago saved New York. Well, why even put that if this movie has nothing to do with them? Because this is like a total new agency starting all the way over, or they have never existed. So why would we talk about this unless in the movie they're going to be like, oh yeah, remember those 4 guys that did this 30 years ago? They never trained anyone to take over for them, so they kind of just let the ghosts run wild now? Or the ghost just straight died off for 30 years? Because in the trailer they say somebody built a device that is boosting like the power of the ghosts. So that is why they're around now. So I was like, okay, so they're going to say the ghosts went dormant for 30 years until somebody decided to build a device that boosted their wavelengths and brought them back all over again. I mean, what the hell are we really going to do for this? And like the actors aren't really much to blame for this. First of all, this is just a female like cash in kind of, because the whole feminism thing is the newest hot topic push that everyone's trying to get at. I mean, that's what Gem tried to do. Gem tried to be you need a strong female role model thing. That didn't work either. Even the women were like, come on, this is weak. What the hell is this? And we come here with Ghostbusters, and of course we get Melissa McCarthy, because she is like the new hotness. She is the new up and coming thing right now. I'm surprised Sofia Vergara didn't get a call for this movie. I mean, she's also, probably she costs too much, but I don't know. And Melissa McCarthy, she can't go through a trailer without getting smacked in the face. She is the female version of Kevin James. Kevin James' comedy is usually slapstick, involving him getting hit, or like he gets laid out, at least in every trailer of his movies too. Not that I hate Kevin James. I love Kevin James. I mean, I think he's funny. The weird parallel between the two is Kevin James And Melissa McCarthy, they have sitcoms, Mike and Molly and King of Queens, and they basically are the same. They play the same character because they, how sitcoms work. They rewrite stuff and they switch roles, and that's what it's like. Her character's a lot like his character. But I'm off tangent here. But back to the Ghostbusters 2016. Oh my god, that's gonna be annoying. The ghosts have a strange blue aura around them. I hope that's because the machine is boosting their power. I mean, they couldn't just do regular ghosts with like a slight green aura, or they're just intangible, slightly see-through, anything like that, like they did in the original one. I mean, they don't have to glow super blue, because that's what everybody hates on, is like the whole overuse of CG in all these movies. I'm not really a stickler for that whole thing. If they use it, sure. But here it's like, okay, they're ghosts. Did you really have to make them stick out this far? In the first one, it was, in the second movie, when the goo was flowing through and everybody started transforming and stuff, there's skeletons and all. Here is a straight ghost. And we see weaponry slightly different. They don't just have the usual Ghostbuster beam thing that they have that's currently slipping my mind. I'm sorry. They have, like, Melissa McCarthy had like knuckles that she punches, and then like a sonic boom, and the lady and the woman that licks the gun. I don't know. Was that needed, really? I mean, sure, you can say like you can kiss them, but you really have to lick them. I mean, I don't know. It's like I said, it's a cash in on nostalgia, but they don't want to connect to the nostalgia, which makes no sense. It's like saying you're one thing and then you're doing the opposite. And then of course they have the Ghostbusters logo isn't even on their uniform from what I saw. It's like they couldn't even, and I don't even think their name tags are on their uniforms from what I've seen. Oh boy, that movie, from the two trailers I've seen on the internet, and of course everybody's watched the regular one and the international one. The international one had the one scene where Leslie Jones, where they have to fight a ghost that is in like a rock concert or a concert, and they have to like ride the wave of people to get it. Melissa McCarthy goes on there, and then Leslie Jones tries, and she falls through, and she goes, I don't know if it's a woman thing or a race thing, but damn, they dropped her. And then she happened to do those tweets where she's like, it's not a woman, race, or person thing or whatever to be a hero. And I was like, wow, that is really close to her tweet. Like, it doesn't matter. And then she happens to bring up the same line in the same focus in the movie as they like roll the fuck out the way as she hits the ground. So what is this movie really going to be? It's gearing up to be a very not so serious version of Ghostbusters, really. I mean, the original if you watch the original Ghostbusters trailer, the trailer does have a little bit of comedy in it, as the guys are screaming and they do other things, but it's not as hard slapstick as this one is. This one looks like Melissa McCarthy's going to take it to the dome, this whole movie, and that's what it is. I mean, you're going to get your stable nerd character, your not so focused nerd character, your character who's trying to lead them, and then the one who's out of place, Leslie Jones. Not because she's a scientist, folks. She's not a scientist. I mean, just like the international trailer says, 30 years ago, 4 friends saved New York. I mean, come on. And what is this movie? Just what is it? Either way, folks, that's it for Easily Picked 23. As I said, this is a nostalgic grab with a not so nostalgic taste. What do you think this movie is going to be? Are you going to see it? Are you going to pay to see it? Are you going to bootleg it? What are you going to do to it? Are you going to talk about it on the internet? What is your thing? Drop it in the comments. Let me know. Give a thumbs up if you like the content. Subscribe for more. Thank you, and see you next time. Up and away. What the fuck is this? If it's something weird that you don't want to see. Oh, here it comes. Ghostbusters.